distraction, pulled in 4 different directions, destroyed by distraction. And I can't help but wonder if sometimes that's how your soul feels, trying to live pure in a world of distractions, pulling you in every single direction, trying to parent in a world of distractions, trying to follow Jesus, trying to pray, trying to hear the voice of God in a world that's full of distractions, pulling you in every single direction. You're just trying to stay focused on the things that matter most in a world of distractions, but more and more of your attention is being pulled in every single direction, and your attention is the most precious resource that you have to give. For where you give your attention is the person that you become. The question is not, are you or are you not being discipled? The question is, who is discipling you? Who's getting your attention? John Mark Comer says, in the end, your life is no more than the sum of what you gave your attention to. And there's a famous Senate subcommittee in 1967 that predicted that because of technology, we'd have so much free time by 1985 that people would be working 22 hours a week for only 27 weeks a year. So what happened? Because the technology worked, efficiency worked, but what do we do with all that extra time? We filled it with more stuff to do, which is why the solution to your busyness problem is not 25 hours in a day. It's God's mercy on your life. You only have 24 hours. Because if you had an extra hour, you'd fill it with more stuff. Your soul would be even more hurried than it is now. The solution's not more time, because the problem is not that we don't have enough of it. The problem is a human heart problem. That if we had an extra hour in the day, we'd fill it with more stuff, because we need to do more, because we need to prove ourselves. We're running from something. We can no longer just be present in the moment, undistracted with God and with ourselves, and we skim our lives instead of actually living our lives, and no time to nurture good and healthy roots to connect with God. And that's why we all are buying into the lie that the love and joy and peace that you're looking for is in the next new city. It's in the next new chapter. That brochure is promising you everything you're looking for you'll find here, when in reality, it's in the ground beneath your feet right now. You're just so hurried that you don't have the grit or the fortitude to put down roots, to tap into it. Find yourself just skimming across the surface of life, not really diving into the moments. The enemy's voice will doom and distract. God will use conviction to push you forward. The enemy will use condemnation to pull you backward. God will sometimes speak warning to you, but God will never create worry within you. He speaks his promises to fortify your faith, but it's the enemy that speaks lies in order to panic and paralyze your faith. So if you're a worst case scenario kind of person, I can just tell you with full confidence, that is not the loving voice of God trying to caution you with wisdom. It's not. It is the devil's voice trying to suffocate you with fear. That's what we're here for. And we're not gonna be distracted, because you know what's crazy? When you're a growing church, and the same thing's true in your life when you're starting to thrive and live a little bit more alive and free, distractions will begin to show up on your front door, knocking on the front door, disguised as really good opportunities. Really good opportunities. But I wonder this week if you could have that same sort of spiritual swagger as Scott when the birds of the air come, when the sun comes out to scorch, when the deceitfulness of wealth begins to suffocate, to the vision, the calling, and the destiny that God has placed on my life is not for sale. My attention is the most precious resource I have to give, and it belongs to God. Because if I know my Father, then I know my Father has good plans for me. And I wanna see what those seed form good plans look like when they grow into something the devil can't touch, amen?